What was said 20 years ago? What concerns were raised and what has come to pass?
Well, yes, the warnings were there 20 years ago that by making the water company, allowing private equity firms to invest in the water companies, then they would be bringing with them all the, I don't want to say bad, but all the general things that businesses bring. So, leveling debt and things like this. And also by doing this and by bringing private money in, the overseeing body, the Ofwat, would lose power with the water companies. So they would make it much harder for the water companies to do what they are supposed to do, which is provide us with nice, clean water and treat the water that we produce. That was the warnings 20 years ago, basically saying that this is not a sustainable business model. And, well, let's face it, it is most certainly come to pass when we're looking at the state of our rivers. And now the water companies themselves say, oh, very sorry, we know that we've messed up for the past 20 years or 30 years. We will do better, but you're going to have to pay more on your bill.
So, I mean, this has all come to pass now. Those are the warnings 20 years ago. What is the current warnings on privatising the water industry?
Well, so this is the issue that we have now, is that we have a private water industry and who have said, they've literally held up their hands. I mean, I think it's almost unprecedented for a whole industry to put up their hands and say, sorry, we messed up, terribly sorry, we'll have to do better. And now they're having to invest the amount of money that they should have been investing all those years ago to improve, not even improve the system, to get the system into a reasonable functioning system. I mean, it's genuinely shocking. I mean, to have a business model, such a failed business model, to produce something so fundamental as give us clean water and treat wastewater. I mean, it just stinks. It stinks worse than the sewage that they are supposed to be treating for us.
So what I don't understand is this. The system was privatised in '89. These complaints go back 20 years, so to 2003. 2003. So what was the problem back then? Was it a case of them saying, well, it's too late to do anything about it now, it's already privatised? Because isn't it with the Labour government in charge at the time, you sort of think if anyone was going to renationalise it, it would be them.
Indeed, yeah. They weren't saying that the system was broken then. What they were saying was, if this continues, i.e. private equity investing as much as they want to, the amount of dividends that the water companies are promising to pay out, if they continue to do that, then this industry is not sustainable. And when I say sustainable, I don't just mean economically sustainable. I also mean environmentally sustainable. And that's what we're seeing now. This industry is not environmentally sustainable. They have a system to use overflow systems, basically, for sewage during extreme weather conditions. So when there's loads and loads of rain. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. When you have those extreme events, we all accept that there has to be some sort of blowout on the pipe. That's fine. But what we've seen, because there's been no investment or limited investment in the water industry, that those emergency systems are being used as basically standard operating procedures. And that is what's absolutely the crucial issue here. All that being said about the water companies, and I will sit here and blast them for as long as you will let me blast them for. However, this is not just a water company issue, a water industry issue when it comes to our pollution in our rivers. It is a societal issue. We as a society have not tackled this problem and we've increased this problem. For example, we have changed the way that we use our land. We've built so much on our land with concrete and buildings, etc. And what we've not thought about is what happens with all that surface water during rainfall. When it rains really heavily, it all gets on that concrete, and presently a lot of it runs straight into that surface water, runs straight into the sewage system. So when we have those high rainfall events, the sewage system, so the treatment plants, cannot cope with all the water that is flooding into them. And so without doubt, the water companies have to do something about that. But we as a society should look how we are building. We should be using things called sustainable drainage systems, which is ways of allowing all that surface water to go into the ground rather than those drains. There's so much more we could be doing as a society.
You raised some very good points, and we need to talk about this some more, which hopefully we can do another time. Dr. Christian Dunn, it's really good to talk to you.